The tree you see in the front of us is a tree that is descendant from the tree that they signed the treaty under. It has a commemorative plaque on it. This tree alone is easily 100 years old and perhaps even more. It has a watermark on it that shows that one day it could split along that watermark. That's a dangerous sign. There are ways to help avoid damage from that watermark, but in any event, the Penn Treaty Elm looks like it was designated in 2012 as the Penn Treaty Elm. It's the Eastern North American. This tree is from the American elm under which William Penn and Chief Tamanend signed a friendship treaty in 1682. Visit Penn Plant Explorer online for more information. Interesting history. We are at the university where Donald Trump received his MBA, B school, graduate degree. What a huge tree. You know, while so many support Donald Trump, including evangelists, he had 75% of the evangelist vote, and they strongly support him now and are working hard to defeat California's, how do we say, unusual stance on things. You know, people should try to realize that Donald Trump is a businessman who didn't have to give up his cushy luxury business life to lead the nation, but he felt a responsibility, a calling to do so. Those that are trying to quibble on his alleged social misgivings, I think are way off base. And anyway, you know, I think he's done a better job than any politician in recent history. And those that are not willing to at least admit that, if you got North Korea after canceling the treaty or summit, North Korea is back at the table. And you know, how are they back at the table? They're back at the table with the promise of great business prosperity. You know, what do you need a nuclear arsenal for if your country is going to be a world competitor in business, similar to South Korea? You know, Donald's a businessman and he's selling them on that principle. He's selling them on the principle that, hey, look at South Korea. They have Kia Motors. They have LG, makes smartphones and TVs. They have, you know, towering real estate offices that are, you know, permanent locations for their business tenants. Unlike the US, those tenants tend to stay put, and that's just guaranteed revenue. You know, Donald's a real estate developer. He is selling North Korea on, wouldn't you rather be successful than to be a military wannabe who ultimately isn't going to achieve the goal with military strength? Because for one thing, the US is the military superpower. Then there's China, the military superpower, who they're under. And we're essentially friends with China. I mean, we're trade partners with China. We have a $1.1 to $1.2 trillion deficit with China. Next in line is Japan with approximately $1.1 trillion deficit. Debt, actually, not just deficit. And so, you know, we're unlikely to go to war over this stuff, but it's a salesmanship approach. It's a salesmanship approach that has landed the U.S. at the bargaining table with North Korea. And I'm telling you, dollars to donuts, I'm saying Donald Trump will get it done. They will agree to denuclearization.